Hi everyone, my name is Jillian Infacino and I did my communications presentation on Native Americans and type 2 diabetes. So just a little bit of background about the problem that is plaguing the Native American communities. Native Americans have a greater chance of type 2 diabetes than any other racial group in the United States. They're twice as likely to develop type 2 diabetes than white ethnic groups are. In 1997, Congress established the special diabetes programs for Indians under the Indian Health Service to specifically focus on this problem because so many Native Americans were developing type 2 diabetes and other health consequences as of type 2 diabetes, such as kidney failure. Factors influencing a type 2 diabetes diagnosis are genetics, being overweight, obese, your race, age, poor diet, and lack of exercise. My project here is going to focus on helping Native Americans understand what a balanced diet is and different ways to get exercise to hopefully prevent type 2 diabetes for them. So my outcome objectives are, after reading the educational pamphlet, Native American readers will be able to explain at least one way to prevent type 2 diabetes. Not only will they be able to explain it, but they'll able to, by being able to explain it, they'll be able to put it into practice. After reading the various billboards around the Native American reservations, Native American readers will be able to list 3 healthy food options. And again, hopefully put that into practice in their daily lives. And lastly, after reading the education pamphlet and seeing the billboards around the reservations, Native American readers will be able to list 2 examples of physical activities that they should do every day. And hopefully they would continue doing these every day. So I use the social cognitive theory for my health communications project. Specifically the 3 constructs listed on the screen. The behavioral capability. This campaign teaches the viewers the essential knowledge and skills to make healthy choices about food and physical activity so that they can put it into their daily lives. Observational learning. Participants can learn from watching other participants who are making the healthy choices based on their new knowledge from this program. And lastly, we want to increase the self-efficacy. This information and knowledge participants learn from this campaign will help them feel confident to make healthier choices and have information to reference back to for future decisions, especially with like their kids and extended family members. So these are 2 of the billboards that I made. The first one is eat more greens. Vegetables are an essential part of a balanced diet. I did this because I feel like a lot of people forget to eat greens. There's a lot of negative stereotypes about vegetables as well. The second one is make the healthy choice, and it has different ideas or different suggestions of healthy foods that people could eat instead of excessively fried food and fast food. Most of these are like fairly easy to make and fairly reasonably cost. These 2 are focused on physical activity. The first one, move your body, burn calories, be healthy, and it has different pictures of different types of physical activity that participants can engage in. And the last one is, did you know adults need 150 minutes of moderate activity a week, which is the new and current recommendation by the Center for Disease Control for physical activity amounts for adults. So then I made a brochure. The page on the left is the front and the page on the back, or on the right is the back. And it basically, the first panel down here explains what type 2 diabetes is and talks about the specific facts related to Native Americans and diabetes that I discussed on the second slide. In the middle, which is the back panel, are my references. This first panel is type 2 diabetes in you and a guide to what type 2 diabetes is. And then it has a word cluster of different words that are related to type 2 diabetes. On the inside here, we have the symptoms of type 2 diabetes, this really helpful infographic. Some common symptoms are like excessive thirst and urination. I talked about the risk factors for type 2 diabetes, which I mentioned on an earlier slide as well. And then the treatment is in our middle panel here, usually encouraging physical exercise, checking your blood sugar, usually around 3 times a day, and sometimes even be supplementing with oral medications as well as insulin injections. And the last panel here talks about the prevention of type 2 diabetes, eating a well-balanced diet, regular physical activity, losing weight, and avoiding excess sugar and carbs. And regularly check your fasting blood sugar so that you know where you are periodically, like every year at your physical, and know how to adjust your diet. And then I just selected 4 organizations that are really important to diabetes care: the American Diabetes Association, the CDC, the Mayo Clinic, and the Diabetes Research Institute Foundation, which is always looking at new, not only preventative, but also treatment means for people with diabetes. For my evaluation, I was not able to test this on Native American populations because I don't know any Native American people, but I did a pilot test via social media. I did a Google forum and shared it on social media. I had 35 responses, and responders were able to list healthy food options and ways to prevent diabetes, which they also stated were new to them, that was something new that they had learned. And many also reported that they were encouraged to eat healthier and participate in physical activity the day that they took the survey, after looking at the billboards and the brochure. Thank you for watching my presentation.